Hi there, this is Jen, and thanks for joining me today. Today I am super excited to bring you this video using the hot air balloon die set from Pixi Dust Design. So this is part of the new release, and these are all of the pieces that come with this die. There are several different options when creating the hot air balloon. I'm going to kind of create another option that isn't a part of the die set, but it is super fun and I absolutely love how it turned out. As always, I have my little bowl of dies so I don't lose them. And with dies like these, I always like to put them together first before I actually start creating my card, just so I know what I'm doing. And then I keep them in these pockets with the sample so that I can refer back to it when I create additional cards. But there are several options for putting the balloon together and how you want to design it. Today I'm going to make a see-through shaker, which again isn't part of the die set, but I'm going to show you how to make it work. So I'm going to start out by creating a cutout in the middle of the card, but I need to add this pattern paper first. This is just some older pattern paper from my stash that just happened to fit perfectly with the whole theme of the card. And then I'm going to take the this oval die and just cut out that middle piece. And then I have cut two scallop borders that fit around that circle. These do not come with the oval die that I used, but I just had some that fit that circle. So really you can use anything, a circle, an oval, even a square, but I think this oval fits really perfectly for the balloon. So I'm going to put one of those scalloped frames on the inside of the card and one on the outside of the card. Of course, if you don't want to do the inside of the card, you definitely don't have to. I just thought that I would go all out on this card and do it to the T. And so then I'm going to score between about 2 3/4, not about, it is 2 3/4. I'm going to score that top piece, and it is a little thick because I have all those layers. So I did have to push down on my bone folder to make sure that got scored, and then I'll go ahead and crease those really nicely. So basically this is a easel card, easel fold card is what it's called. And so that's going to be set aside and we'll start working on the balloon. I have cut the balloon out 3 times. I'm going to use the brown piece of paper, and then I'm using this white just for extra stability, since this will kind of be suspended a bit in that circle. And so I will go ahead and attach those, and then the third balloon I will be using that for the inside of the card or the back portion. And so I'll go ahead and adhere these pieces together. I put a lot of adhesive on that circle because I will be going ahead and using my craft knife to create a window. You do not have to, you can use the dies that are provided to create a shaker card that has a back. But I wanted to create a shaker card that was see-through to the inside. That was the whole purpose of doing the easel card design with a cutout. And so to do that, I have to go ahead and take my craft knife. And this is just kind of slow and steady. I've got this sped up, so I did not do this that fast. I just wanted to make sure that I had enough a room around it to put my foam, as well as to put the top piece that's got this pattern paper on it as well. And so that is about 1/8 of an inch. It might be slightly more than that. And then I went ahead and I cut out the third piece as well, which is going to be the back. And then I'm going to start assembling. So I will take the decorative pieces, and this piece right here that I'm doing, like I said, can be used for a solid shaker with a solid back, not a see-through back. And that die is provided in this set. And so I'm going to go ahead and adhere those pieces to the front and the back, but it looks like I've just done the back at this point. And then I've cut my acetate out, and I used the full balloon die to cut that acetate out just to make sure I had full coverage of that. when I put this together. And so I will cut that out twice, but basically all I did was I took the die and cut out only the balloon portion and then trimmed off of any of that excess that I didn't need. And this process right here is a little bit slow and steady as well. I am taking 1/8 inch double-sided adhesive, and to go around those curves, the only way that I could think to do it was to add a little bit and then cut and then turn and then add a little bit and then cut and turn. So there are lots of little pieces that are around this shape. I don't like using liquid adhesive because, knowing myself, I usually add a little too much and inevitably it will squeeze out and get all over the acetate, which becomes a big mess. And in my experience, it's very hard to get that kind of cloudy look off the acetate once it's on there. So that is why I am using double-sided adhesive and not liquid adhesive. And then I will go ahead and peel all those backing sheets off of that double-sided adhesive and add my first piece of acetate. I keep calling it vellum, so if I say vellum, just know that I mean acetate. And then once I have that done, I'm going to add my foam strip. This is a 1/8 inch foam strip. This is really easy to mold around the shape because I have taken the backing off of it. And then I have my anti-static bag in a little container, and it's got a lot of the powder in the bottom of it. And so I am going to take a blending brush that I don't use for ink and dip it into the powder and just kind of brush it along the sides of that foam so that hopefully the little shaker pieces don't stick to it. And then I'm just taking a little spoon. I do apologize for the dogs. I'm just taking a little spoon. I'm adding several different mixes from my stash. And then I will take that second piece of acetate and place that over the circle to seal all of the goodies in there. And I did have a little bit of acetate hanging over, so I just took my scissors and trimmed up anything that needed to be trimmed up. But I love it. I love see-through shakers. I just they just make me happy. So I'm going to go ahead and add the little shaker piece to my balloon. And so I'll go ahead and add that and then start adding all of the little accessories. So here is the kind of the banner. And then there's this little decorative trim. And then I'm adding 2 of the little bows. And then the basket has a little insert for the inside of the basket. And then there's a decorative piece that goes on the bottom right here. And then there's a small little strip that kind of just trims everything off, which is supposed to be kind of the rounded edge of the basket. Like I said, everything was thought of when putting this together. All the little details, they just mean so much. And then I'm going to add some adhesive to the basket and then to the sides of that banner. And that's where it's going to attach to my card. And then I will turn the card and on the inside add the other piece. I don't know why I didn't think to do that piece in brown as well, but I didn't think about it. And so that's basically the card. Now we just need to add a little bit on the inside. So I've got this piece of pattern paper that I have cut down, and I will add that to the inside. And I really love this because when you look through the window, you can kind of see the kites like they're flying in the background, which I think is super cool. And then for the easel stopper, I guess you could say, I am going to use this die cut. I've cut it out several times, and I am putting it in between some sheets of artist tack, which is basically just little micro dots. It's just a really easy way to adhere pieces like this. And so I've gone ahead and I've stuck them all down, and then I'm just leaving them in the sheet to burnish them all together. And then that is going to kind of go in the middle of the card, or about 3/4 of the way down. And then when I open the card, that's where it will stop it from coming up. And then a few more little details are the clouds. And so I have added those to the back of the balloon. I really love the way that you can see kind of the clouds through the balloon. And then I added a few gems to the bows that are on the card. And that's going to be the card for today. This is probably one of the favorite cards that I've made. You know, when you make a lot of cards, you don't exactly love all of them. Some of them are like okay, and some of them are you just don't like them, and then some like this card for me, I just really am happy with how it turned out. It just came together nicely, and that doesn't always happen in card making, so I am super happy with it, and I hope you are as well. And if you are happy with it and like this video, I would love it if you would give a thumbs up. If you use this die, we would love it if you would share your creations in the Pixie Dust Facebook group. The links for the product as well as the socials for Pixie Dust Designs will be listed below. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got lots of awesome videos coming out sharing all of the new release. So I hope you go ahead and click on that subscribe button. That is it for me. As always, thanks so much for taking some time out of your day to spend with me, and I hope to catch you next time.